voila, here we are. So thank you for coming. Sorry, I'm still adjusting. As I told you, I just moved, so you see a bit of mess, and you will see cats, someone hiding here, there, passing by, or maybe they are all sleeping. We never know with cats, you know. So welcome, and thank you for being present in this celebration. This is a very particular moment right now, because in many traditions, I don't know if you like to explore different traditions from different parts of the world, like I do. In different parts of the world and in many spiritual traditions or paths, this moment between October 31st and November 2nd, it's considered like a gate or a portal. And in Europe, where the Celts were living, for them, this moment is like the heart. Well, for us, it's the heart of autumn, but for them, it was the new year. It was the end of the previous year and the start of the new year. And specifically, this day, tonight, was just a non-existing day, because they believed that the year was split in two parts, only two parts. The bright and warm part along summer, and the dark and cold part along winter. And this moment in nature was like the portal in between. So this day, this moment, these 3 days, then in other traditions, was like a day not belonging nor to the summer or to the winter. It was like a kind of bubble beyond time and space and seasons. And they believed that in this moment, the walls in between the realm of the living and the realm of the dead, they become much thinner. So they used to prepare the table in the evening, also inviting the dead and leaving offering for them, offerings, food for them. In other parts of the world, there is a different tradition, but always involving the other side, the invisible side of existence. And the tradition was more about the end of the harvesting season. And so a big celebration in which all the families used to gather around a big fire and to share all the goods, to share the results of the summer, the results in terms of material, of food, especially food. And so in this moment of celebration and sharing, every family used to bring home with them all what they need to pass the winter. And every family used to bring home a piece of the fire, the big fire. This is not a big fire, but it's just a representation of the big fire. Okay, it's a candle, and as I told you before, you don't need to light a candle. I have a candle for everybody, but if you have a candle and you want to light it, you're welcome. So I have always my tea, because you know, tea, hot water, herbal tea, doesn't matter, but I like to drink warm, something warm. And I have some water here. I didn't find the glasses. I told you I'm still moving. I'm unpacking, so I found the cup. I took some almonds here, to represent the food to share with nature. And then I have some incense to burn just in case. We can see. I didn't tell anybody anything to anybody. I didn't share this information. It's really up to you, and you can follow me through the meditation even later, because in a few hours you will receive also the video. So the most important thing is that we focus on the fire, because it's like really reconnecting with those rites of passage. This very important rite of passage, because actually it's like the veil in between the visible and invisible realms for a moment is like disappearing. Okay, so let's explore a bit more of this moment, the heart of fall, or the heart of autumn. I'm Italian, so I am in my ears. I still hear autumn, autunno. So fall for me, it's a bit, yeah, the leaves falling, and yeah, it makes sense, but I like autumn. Okay, so we're here together to celebrate this moment in which we are called, all of us, to reconnect with deep resources, those resources that help us go through the winter. In this very moment of our life, it looks like the winter acquires another meaning. I mean, in the past 100 years, the past centuries, everything becomes so fast, and now, because of this pandemic, everything's slowing down. So let's really reconnect with the old ancient traditions, because you know, our ancestors, they used to go through really a long retreat all the winter and just use the resources they had at their disposal to do that. So there is a power in reconnecting with our ancestors. And even if you have some work in progress with them, with the living and with the dead, it doesn't matter. There is a power in just reconnecting with those in our family we loved, and we still keep in our heart, because it's for them that we are here in this body, experiencing, having experience of this word. And you know that there is nothing else, if you want really to be on a spiritual path, there is nothing else like daily life to bring you on a spiritual path. Because I'm grateful for my connection with the native Algonquian here, and I'm learning so much from them. I'm learning simplicity. I'm learning that there is no need of there is really need of become simple and in touch with nature, because nature is really the greater master for everybody, the greatest teacher. So let's look at this season and take the example from a tree, a beautiful tree that right now is letting go its leaves. And in the spring, you will not see those leaves that now are on the ground coming up again, the same leaves on that tree, right? The magic of nature, the magic of transformation starts with acceptance. When we are in a situation in which some things are like peeling off, well, we have to accept, from starting from where we are, and there is the secret to go through the transformation, and start a new circle of life. So it's beautiful to observe, like the wind brings the leaves in the air dancing. Autumn is connected with element air, the wind, clearing our path. But then the winter is connected with earth, Mother Earth. So this moment that is really the heart of autumn is like the meeting in between this wind that brings the leaves, dance, and then let them go on the ground. And from the dead leaves during the winter, process happen, and then in the spring, those dead leaves become the nourishment for the tree so that new leaves will come to life. And this is something we have to imagine, because it's the transformation we all are going through. And then we have a full moon today, you know. The full moon means that the sun is in Scorpio and the moon is opposite, is in Taurus. This is an axis connected with death and life. Scorpio is really the connection with the deepest resources, but beyond the visible, beyond what we can imagine and perceive. But then the Taurus is really the celebration of life. And the full moon, well, you know, this is why I brought also my water, because you know that the moon, she rules on the water. So you can also expose the water at the moon, to the moon this evening. You don't need to go outside. You can do it through a window if you want. And just keep the water like a water for transformation, reminding you of transformation, reminding you of this process in which we let go something that we don't need anymore, something that could be even not just superfluous, but even harmful, because a tree, if a tree keeps the leaves during the winter, is going to die. So let's start thinking what we can actually invite in our life right now. What is something that we would like to feed ourselves with? And what is that we can let go in order really to create space for this something new coming to us? Take a moment to think of that. And if it doesn't come to you, it doesn't matter. It can come later, okay? But it's really like the breathing. You breathe out and you breathe in. When you breathe out, you let go of the toxins, and you breathe in, you create space, you breathe in something that is oxygen, is life, okay? So imagine now, really, this moment like a door to the essential, something essential, something inside yourself, something reconnecting yourself with your true self, also through the remembrance of your ancestors. And not really only the ancestors, can be also the teachers, can be every person in your life supporting you. And it has not to be someone invisible and already on the other side, the invisible side of existence. Can be someone present in your life, alive right now. Because this evening, the meditation will be about a circle. Remember what I told you about the circle of families, people around a fire, and sharing goods and feeling the support from each other, and preparing for the winter by bringing home with themselves a bit of the sacred fire. Sorry, sometimes I need to drink a bit of tea just to keep my voice warm. And well, it's also about storage, because as I told you, our ancestors, maybe not our ancestor, but a couple of centuries ago and before, but really until maybe just some decades ago, they used to store, share and store. So for us, the storage can be practical, but I would suggest you to start storing good memories. It's like creating your treasure chest in your heart, really, because from an astrological point of view, the heart is the sun, is the fire. Even if element air is connected to the space of the heart, but the heart itself is our inner sun shining. So we can imagine, we can start imagining that we will really bring this fire in, okay? And we will ask for the help of good memories to do that. You can start right now thinking of something making you feel grateful or evoking appreciation. I'm sure that in your life, for sure, there is something. Oh, I see someone is trying to enter. I see. I allowed right now Anne-Marie, and I'm asking, welcome Anne-Marie. I'm sorry for, I just started, so you will receive anyway the video later and we can talk a bit later. Can you please just mute yourself?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much. And we can connect, we can speak later. Thank you so much. So yeah, so the most important thing is now starting reconnecting with memories. Just one memory of something making you feel grateful or evoking appreciation. Because it's really important to reconnect our physiology, and there are many scientific studies right now showing that, proving that when we recall beautiful moments of pleasure and joy, our chemistry changes immediately. And it's like really regenerating ourselves, bringing something peaceful and joyful. So I invite you to do this, and of course it's not like this, but start just thinking of that. You have time, you can do it later, tomorrow. This meditation is for 3 days, but really you can connect with this meditation anytime you want. It's not so strict. Every moment is the right moment, okay? So now I want just to ask you to imagine your body. Sit comfortably, okay? I'm really not even 5 feet tall or short, if you prefer. So I'm comfortable on the floor, always. And you can sit, of course, on a chair, on a sofa, or anything. But I would like, if you can't sit and you prefer maybe lie down, it's okay. Do what is comfortable for you. If you can sit, I would like to see you right now connected with the points of your body, really in touch with the support. So if you are sitting on the floor, can be your sit bones in touch with the floor or with the seat. If you are sitting on a chair, on a sofa or anything, and you have the soles of your feet on the ground, same thing, you can also really feel that part of your body, the sole of your feet, in touch with the ground. This is really, really important. Okay, and just feel yourself in touch with Mother Earth through these points supporting you. And if you can think of a tree, of a beautiful tree, imagine from those points in touch with the support, imagine that you can push a little bit down. It's like you put your roots in the ground, in Mother Earth. And by pushing down, you can feel clearly that your spine starts rising a bit, okay? You can feel this beautiful alignment. And then imagine like a tree, you can also do the gesture if you want, like letting go while you exhale, and imagine the leaves flying away, and you let go all the weights, all the worries, all what is not useful, not right now. You keep just the feeling of being supported, and imagine your crown, like you have a crown, opening toward the sky. So you start feeling this connection that is one of our deepest intrinsic resources, Mother Earth and the sky. Earth and sky can be earth and the breathing. Earth is giving us everything we need in order to feed ourselves. And then we need oxygen to burn everything and to make everything happening in life. Okay, so imagine that you are connected with these two extremities, the two poles, like, and then from this center, from this axis, that is already something giving you support and orientation. Okay, you have a support from the ground and you have orientation toward the sky with your crown. Roots there and crown here. And now imagine that you remember the symbol, the cross. Imagine a cross is not the cross. Imagine that is not a cross, is okay, there is an axis, but imagine that this is not just a line. This is a kind of horizon. This is a circle passing through our heart. So if we project this picture on two-dimensional sheet, it will be a cross. But if we look at this in 3 dimensions, we see this column, this kind of axis, and a circle. Okay, it's a kind of horizon. It passed through our heart, and this is the circle of connections. So our resources are here. These connect with the depth of earth, the nourishment. We can think of the resources we can find within also when we stand. But for standing, we need a direction. So we have our physical nature and our spiritual nature. It's one. And our body represents this unity, this whole. And there is the circle of connections. So imagine now that this circle is the circle of all the people you love, all the people in your life giving you support. all the people you want to remember and you want to keep in this circle. Can be your ancestors, can be your friends, can be people still on this side of existence, visible, or on the other side, because today, this night is magical. So there is no difference in between those presences. They are presences in our life, not just in our memory, but in our body, in our heart. The word in Italian, ricordare, record, is not just record like a recording. It's like, it's really to memorize. And it's the word comes from Latin, cor cordis, that means heart. Okay, so there is a connection between the memories and the heart. And you know, because in English, by heart, it means that you have all in your mind, actually, but it's in your heart. So imagine that. Now we are going to see who is that in the circle, okay? Now we are going to feel it. So what I'm asking you right now, if you can light your candle or just look at my candle. And when you breathe in, think of something that you want to invite in your life, the resources you want to reconnect. And when you breathe out, just let go, thinking of letting go what is not essential right now, what is bothering you, maybe an habit, anything you want to let go. And just when you breathe in now, focus on the light and imagine you are bringing this light inside, in the space of your heart. And you imagine that this light is making this space warmer, brighter, more spacious. And this warmth is warming all your body. And when you breathe out, it's like you can expand this light, this brightness, and you can expand this warmth around you. And now you can close your eyes if you want. And imagine that your heart is the center of the circle. But in the center of your room, there is another fire, a bigger fire. And you are part of a circle. And imagine you can open your eyes and you can look at the people, at the presences around you, surrounding you in the circle. And you can be surprised because maybe you are seeing someone and you never thought how he can be here, appearing right now. But it doesn't matter. Just trust your heart and let those presences in this moment give you support. Imagine, you can imagine your ancestors, you can imagine and feel the presence of your teachers, your mentors, your friends, everybody giving you support in your life, everybody meaning something for you in this circle. You can think of someone, or you can just let go your thoughts and look around with the eyes of your heart, with the eyes of your soul, and just be surprised by these people surrounding you and giving you energy, giving you strength, connecting through light with your heart, from their heart to your heart, from their heart to the fire in the middle of the room, and then to your heart again. Take the time to take a breath and imagine you are breathing in again the light of the fire inside. And again, you can feel yourself part of this circle. It is a bigger circle. And there is another circle, even bigger, because we are part of something much bigger than what we can just perceive. Stay there, just feeling your sit bones and maybe your soul, the soles of your feet in touch with the ground, and just enjoy the feeling of your roots, finding support and nourishment in the depth of earth, and feel the connection with your crown, with the top of your head oriented toward the sky, and feel that you are the bridge in between, and your heart is connected with other hearts, with the love of everybody giving you support right now. And there is no distance, there is no time, there is no space. There is only this love and this fire of transformation working within. And you can enjoy your breathing and be thankful and say, thank you for all this support. And you can reconnect with this feeling every time you need, every time you want in your life. Just feel supported by Mother Earth, oriented toward the sky, supported by your breathing, and supported by this invisible circle of presences, always present for you. Now you take another breath and you can open your eyes and imagine with both of your hands to bring the fire toward your heart. It can be the fire of your candle or my candle or an imaginary candle. It works anyway. And just feed your heart. This is the fire keeping you alive through winter or any kind of challenge. It's there. Nobody can touch it. Nobody can steal it. It's there. And you just keep in touch with this. You become the keeper of your fire in your heart. And again, you can express your gratitude, and maybe you can burn some incense or anything, and you can keep just a sip of water if you want, or a sip of tea. Why I brought some almonds here? Some of them I can share with my family, and some of them tomorrow morning or after the 3 days after November 2, I will offer to the woods. There are a lot of squirrels which will be very happy with those almonds, because it's tradition for many cultures. The tradition is to invite the dead this evening to eat with us, and then the offerings are given to the woods, to nature, outside. But you can do anything you want. It's just to tell you something happening somewhere in the world. Remember that this full moon is also very peculiar because there are two planets, Saturn and Pluto, dancing together. It's almost 1 year now, or in January will be 1 year. They are connected, and both of them, they are related to the end of something and this restructuring of something. So the Saturn is related to time and some kind of ends, and Pluto is ruling on the underworld. It's really connected with the deepest resources, what we can't even imagine, because it's so deep. And so those two planets, they invite us to take a leap, definitely. Let go something that can be not only obsolete, but can be really not functional in terms of lifestyle. It's really a reset, but it can be a productive reset. It has not to be just a restriction. But it's true also that when we come to this word, when we come to the light, we pass through a very narrow door, right? It's that moment in which we are under pressure, in which we are really, and then finally a new word, a new experience is waiting for us. And sometimes it doesn't happen because we are stuck, and so someone else has to create another door for us to escape from that place too narrow for us. Sometimes it happens that a restriction is just a push toward a new dimension. But remember what I told you before. You can't bring the leaves that are already on the ground back to the tree. No. From those leaves, you will see in the spring a wonderful tree with a lot of new leaves. And this is a secret that nature is teaching us. Even sometimes nature teaches us in a kind of bit like strong way, right? So I think I have the only cat snoring, like when I don't think you can hear him, but he's so cute. And probably, oh yeah, probably you can see his eyes, but it was like this sound, like what happens? What? Well, we have a host. We had a host during the meditation. So I invite you to repeat this meditation following me or alone, remembering that we are never alone. Never, never. Because there is always someone loving us, someone ready to support us. Sometimes we need to ask. Sometimes it's not even necessary to ask. But remember, your fire, your connection. So this connection and this connection. Because this is the right moment, the best moment to reconnect. Despite the distance, despite everything, within, with the memories, but also with the people still present in our life. Now, I will stop the recording, and for those who are following live, of course, I will open the session dedicated to questions, answers, comments, sharing, and listen.